A circle has a diameter of 140 centimeters. Right, there's the center. Right, from there to there, that's the radius. Right, but they've given us the diameter, which is double the radius. Okay, there you go. That's the diameter. So this way, this way, this way. That's the diameter. It's 140 centimeters. So D equals 140 centimeters. Work at the circumference of the circle. The circumference is the measurement, the distance, all the way around the circle. Right, so imagine somebody had to go all the way around, back to where they started. That is the circumference. So what's the formula for the circumference? Circumference, C for circumference if you like, is pi times diameter. Right, not pi r squared. Area is pi r squared. That's not the question we're dealing with here. We're working at circumference, which is this one here. So you need a calculator for this, unless you're working in terms of pi. So you got pi, that's 3.14. Or you can use the pi button on your calculator, it's more accurate. Multiplied by the diameter, 140 centimeters. I'm just using 3.14 times 114, the diameter. I've got a fraction on my calculator, so I'll press the SD button to change it to a decimal. On my display, it's saying 439.6. It's circumference, it's a distance all the way around, so that's centimeters. Well, we know it's centimeters right there. But they want the answer into 3 SF, not 3 decimal places, 3 SF. So we just so after the third one, so 3 SF means don't look at the third one, look at the one after that, look at the digit after the third one, which is the fourth one. First, second, third, fourth. That's the fourth one. Ask yourself the question, is it 5 or more? Yes, it is. So what happens to the 9? It rounds up to a 10. It rounds up to a 10. So you can just carry the 1, that's a 10 there. Right, so you got 4, 3 add 1 is, 3 add 1 over there is 4, 440, right? The 439 rounds up to 440. That's 3 SF. Now, just in case they gave the radius as, let's say, 70 centimeters, to use that in the formula, you have to get the diameter. Diameter, remember, is double the radius. Double 70 is 140, then you could work it out. So just be careful what they give you, whether they give the radius or the diameter. The diagram shows the surface of a pond in the shape of a circle. Right, that's a small pond with a radius, look, from the center to the edge, that's a radius, 120 centimeters, so that's R. R is equal to 120. Now be careful, they could give the diameter. If they do give the diameter, remember to half it to get the radius, because now we're going to use, what are we going to do with this, right? The circle has a radius of 120 centimeters. Mark wants to put 20 fish into the pond. There needs to be a surface area of 1800 centimeters squared for each fish to survive. Show that the surface of the pond is large enough for Mark to put 20 fish into the pond. Right here, we've got area. Each fish needs 1800 centimeters squared. That centimeter squared tells you we're dealing with area. So we need to know about the area of a circle. Area of a circle is pi, is a formula, pi times r squared. We've got the r already, it's 120 centimeters. I'm going to use pi as 3.14 times 120 squared. I'm going to use my calculator. Right, that's the size of the pond. That's the area of the pond, the entire area. But each fish needs, we can see here, 1800 centimeters squared. Right, I want to see how many how many fish can fit into that pond. How many 1800s fit into this big number here. Divide, so that means it's a divide question, divide here. $25, 25.12. So if each fish needs 1800 centimeters squared to survive, so we've worked out how many 1800s go into this big number here. That gives you 25 point something. I can have 25 fish, up to 25 fish. So show that the surface of the pond is large enough for Mark to put 20 fish into the pond. I can have up to 25 fish, okay? I can easily have 20 fish.